Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Overrated Autos. And today we're going to be discussing about the all-new so-called SUV by Ferrari, i.e. the Ferrari CX-30, i.e. the Ferrari Purosangue. And well, in terms of the fact that it actually has a V12 underneath the bonnet, that is completely good. And well, in terms of the fact that this is an SUV, well, that's what Ferrari called it. And well, if you take a look at what it is, I mean, first off, it has zero towing capabilities, it has zero off-road modes, it is not even designed for any of that. It just has a big V12 in the front, and they've just put on 4 seats at the back. It is basically, if you think about it, a proper successor to the GTC Furlough, just given 2 more doors, proper seating in the back, and of course increased in terms of ride height. But it is more than just that. And when we are talking about it on the Overrated Auto series, well, you know very well where we are going with this. This thing has been overhyped quite a bit. I mean, yes, the only good thing, if you ask me, is the fact that you get a V12, but this does not come under the category of an SUV. And as I said, this is a Ferrari CX-30, and I meant that literally because the design of this is literally a proper mimic of the Mazda CX-30. I mean, they literally spent millions just crafting an Italian variant. I mean, what the hell, Mr. Flavio Manzoni? You are the one who literally turned the 488 GTB into the 488 Pista, and I am telling you guys, I have seen both of those IRL, and the 488 Pista is so beautiful from every single angle. I mean, that is, if you ask me, one of the best version specialists to ever be created. And if you ask me, I would even say that that is the best version speciality to ever be created. I mean, in terms of design, of course, the 812 to the 812 Competizione and even the Aperta, the changes in terms of design are not as significant, but they nevertheless look beautiful. But from the 488 GTB to the 488 Pista was one of the most significant changes. I mean, you can't even tell that that is in fact a basic, completely up-tuned 488 GTB, and that is exactly why I love it. And the thing is, that exact same man who designed that beauty has designed the new Ferrari CX-30. And well, I've got some beef with it. First off, in terms, I have nothing against the fact that it has a V12, okay, I love it. But what the hell is up with the design? I mean, if you ask me, I don't call it an SUV. I mean, it can't even come under the category of a goddamn SUV, okay? I call it an FUV, i.e. a up vehicle. And of course, let's start off with the reasoning. Starting off with the first is the front hump on the fenders, okay? Now, this is something that has been seen in previous Ferraris, and those are the open top barchettas, i.e. the Monza SP1 and SP2s. And I mean, that is one of the worst things you could feature on an SUV. Oh, no, on an FUV, sorry, my bad. But I mean, what the hell is it? It doesn't suit it in any way. And not to mention, the design is literally the mimic of the CX-30. And I mean, the hump just doesn't look right. And the fact that it was taken from the Monza, which is a complete beast on its own, and well, it doesn't suit this. I'll be honest, it doesn't suit this. And the overall proportion of this car are, I'm pretty sure they've definitely left the universe at this point, because when Flavio Manzoni was designing this, I mean, I don't know if he was on some Italian flavored meth, some pasta or cheese flavored, whatever. But I mean, a CX-30 rebranded with Ferrari shields and just completely tuned in terms of a little bit of Monza spice thrown in, and they have called it the Purosangue and a so-called SUV, or as I like to call it, the FUV. And not just that, I mean, the front hump on the fenders just doesn't look right. I mean, that is something that belongs on something of the level of a hypercar or even a supercar that doesn't suit it at all. And as I said, I mean, just look at this exact pic right here. You tell me, guys, I mean, just how horrendous does this look? Literally, I mean, in terms, yes, it has a V12, it's good. But what the hell happened to proportions? What the hell happened to designing? I mean, Ferrari, if you ask me, I mean, obviously my entire opinion on Ferrari is a very controversial one, but it is true, okay? I will give that in a completely different video. But nevertheless, they make some very beautiful cars. I like their cars, but I do not like their brand. And the thing is, this is not one of their cars that I do like, and I'm pretty sure it is evident until this point. And well, in terms of the proportions, well, it is genuinely impressive as to how they managed to literally mimic the CX-30 and managed to give it such crappy proportions, where if you ask me, proportions didn't just leave the chat, they didn't just leave Maranello, they didn't just leave Europe, they didn't just leave and exit the entire planet of Earth, they literally left the entire universe on its own. And when I mean the exact angle as to what this pic was taken at is literally exposing the complete design of this car. I mean, the side profile on its own is very questionable, and well, this literally goes underneath the questionable banner and goes all the way into the horrible category. And well, I mean, I don't know what Ferrari and Flavio Manzoni were thinking. they literally make some of the most beautiful cars. I mean, as I said, I don't like the brand, I hate the brand. I like their cars, of course, because I've seen a couple of them IRL, the 812 Superfast, the SF90 Stradale, the 488 GTV, the 296 GTV, the 488 Pista, and that's about it as I can think of off the top of my head. They make some really beautiful cars and some stellar ones at that, especially the V12 ones. But nevertheless, they've literally gone from making those types of beauties to making this, and the proportions, well, I can go on and on about how crappy and how the proportions didn't just exist in the designing department, but nevertheless, let's leave the proportions be for a bit, of course. And now we move on to the second reason, and that is the doors. Okay, first off, it has suicide doors taken literally right out of Rolls-Royce's book and applied right here. I like it. Okay, it's something different, but it's not something I particularly love. If you ask me, I'm just on the fence about it. It's okay, it's something different. I respect him for it, other than going for the basic door design, or even obviously you can't put butterfly doors on an SUV. Well, that won't suit it in any way, but nevertheless, it's something different. It's a leaf taken right out of someone else's book, so it's respectable. But the fact is that they advertise this as an SUV, and they've given it an electronically automated door system. And well, what the hell are you all giving it an electronically automated door system for? If this has been designed to withstand harsh and brash and brutal conditions such as where hypers and supers can't even take to, then what the hell are you all doing it, giving it an automated door system? And I mean, if the electronics fail, well then may God be with you, and if you do crash it, well then only God can save you right there. But I mean, the door design on its own is stupidly small. I don't know, it just looks so small and awkward. And not just that, the electronic system on its own, well, if the electronics fail, well, as I said, only God can help you. And well, in terms of the fact that at least they've given the interior some space, although it's only a 4-seater, for an SUV it should at least have 5 seats. They've only given it 4 seats, don't even know why. That's just Ferrari being Ferrari. But at least a person of a tall stature can sit in it quite comfortably, so that's at least somewhat of a plus point. But I mean, the doors, once again guys, an electronically automated system. I mean, once again, if it is an SUV, it should be driven in harsh and brash conditions, and well, if it is to be driven in such conditions and it has been designed in such a way, well, it actually hasn't, because they've given this aerodynamic prowess. I mean, who the hell is going to be tracking this thing? This thing is such a big car, and this is not even designed for that. Y'all have designed it to give it as a family car, and why the hell is aero even playing a part right here? Just put that aside and create a proper family hauler. And well, they just start to give it aerodynamic prowess as if people are going to track it and hit the top speed with it. But nevertheless, it's just Ferrari being Ferrari. And well, as I said guys, the doors are just a complete awkward design. The electronically automated system, not in terms of an SUV. i.e. the door should literally be smashed to the car. I mean, given the fact that this is called an SUV, of course it's an FUV, it's literally been designed to be treated in a harsh, brash and a very rugged manner as an SUV, but here Ferrari is giving them a stupid, cowardly, electronically automated door system.
But the rears are operated using this tiny latch. A short press just presents it to you, but then a long press opens it automatically, allowing you to step easily inside the car.
Go on. Lovely.
And well, if you crash in this car and you're in the rear seats, well, may God be with you. And well, in terms of the doors guys, well, as I said, I like it, but I only like it because of the fact that it's something unique and something that not every brand does. Only literally Rolls-Royce does this, and well, they've decided to take a leaf out of their book, which if you ask me is something different, which I respect, but that's about it for me as to the reason as why I like it. But if you ask me, the basic door design would have gone and looked way better, and if they would have extended it to quite a bit, it would have looked way better. And well, in terms of the front headlights as well, it is not an optimal position. Okay, it's a very weird position for it. And in terms of the Monza SP2/SP1 style front bonnet and the long front bonnet as to what would be found on a Grand Tourer, nah, it looks shit. And the overall design of the car is not at all good. I mean, there are hardly any good angles. In fact, if you ask me, I can't see any good angle of this. Maybe the rear end, but if you ask me, it doesn't look good in any way. And specifically, we come down to the proportions where once again I'm going to use this exact pic, where it literally exposes as to how atrocious the complete side view is, and how inaccurate and how proportions literally left the universe, guys. I mean, you do not have to be a car person to tell that this thing looks stupid from the side view. Okay, let's be honest, guys. I mean, this looks stupid and so awkward and so out of proportion that I may even consider the CX-30 to look way more proportionate than this. But I mean guys, as I said, the only big point and the big good point of this is the fact that it has that NA V12 in the front, the 6.5 liter NA V12 that makes 715 horsepower. But the thing is, people are ready to pay at least or over 1 million pounds for the new Purosangue, and Shmi150 himself got an offer for 1 million pounds for his Purosangue, and I don't know why people are going that mad about it. Obviously, if you ask me, the big compelling point is the fact that it has an NA V12. But nevertheless guys, the proportions, the overall design, it's shit. Okay, let's be honest, and that's exactly why I call it the FUV or the up vehicle. And in terms of the fact that this being called an SUV, you do not get 5 seats, and in terms of the fact of comparativeness towards a Urus, I would gladly take that, and that thing looks infinitely beautiful, infinitely better. Although it may not get a V12, I will gladly take that because that also gets 5 seats. It doesn't look as cramped up as it does in this, and in terms of the awkward door design for the rear doors, and in terms of the space that you get to enter the car, i.e. the rear seats, of course, it looks so small and it looks so cramped up. Although it may be spacious, it looks so cramped. I don't know why, but it just looks so cramped up in there. And well, I mean, as I said guys, I've said enough. The proportions, the design, the stupid pointlessness of aerodynamic prowess in a car of this edition. I mean, who is even going to track this car? Seriously, the pointlessness of aero and all this shit is just stupid at this point, guys. I mean, what y'all had to do was just put it in an extra seat, actually make it look better, and not make it look like a CX-30 at first. And y'all give it a V12. Y'all already had the big upper card on the Urus, but y'all decided to give it some shitty looks, give it some stupid suicide doors, if you ask me, are literally just a gimmick. Although they are different and I respect them for it, they are just a gimmick. Okay, it's literally just a stupid door that goes the other way around and opens the other way around. Is just a gimmick, and a stupid cowardly electronic automated door system. That's just plain stupid. And well guys, what else do you want me to say? I mean, in terms of the proportions, I'll say it time and time again, it is so horrendous from the side view, especially from the lower angle. It just looks so stupid and so off-put, and proportions literally left the universe, and it literally just makes me want to just roll on the floor and laugh. And I mean guys, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, they already had the upper hand by putting a V12 in a so-called SUV, but they didn't make it by making it in the category of an SUV. They instead decided to give it aerodynamic prowess and over, I'm pretty sure, 300 kilometers an hour as the top speed. But I mean, who the hell is going to think of it in that way? Who the hell is going to track it? Who the hell is going to put the aerodynamic prowess to use? And that is exactly why I call it the FUV, and not to mention the stupid horrendous design and the stupid positioning of the headlights. I mean, it is not optimal in any way, and the front end just looks weird on its own. The long front Grand Tourer style front bonnet, I mean, that just doesn't look good in any way whatsoever. The overall proportions of the car are literally just not present. As I said guys, I don't know what Flavio Manzoni was on the night. He literally put the final draft as the main proper design for the car, but I hope that he doesn't make the same mistake again. But nevertheless, it's Ferrari. They do their own thing. They, even though they screw up, people will still be wanting their cars, and the fact that people are offering 1 million pounds and up for one of these literally says so. But nevertheless, I mean, you literally do not have to be a car person to say that this thing looks obnoxious from the side portrait. I mean, it just looks stupid, it looks atrocious, it looks horrendous. I can spit out as many adjectives as I want. But nevertheless guys, the most overhyped Ferrari as of right now, it is the all new Ferrari CX-30. And well, if I want to put this into one sentence, it goes like this: it's a fat guy who goes to the gym and he can curl 50 kilograms, but he's still fat. And that's exactly how I describe the CX-30. Well, what do you guys think? Thanks a lot for watching guys. Remember to hit that sub button and click the bell to ensure you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks a lot for watching guys. See ya.